Welcome to Flat Out Elected. My name is Rand Campbell. You know, if you're already in this truth and you understand the depths of what it is that is going on, you don't have to seek any further than your heart and align it to Scripture to know this world is most certainly not what it has been presented to be. You look at, Hollywood and music and politics and just all of the governing factors of this world, because these are the entities in the world system, Satan's system, that govern our way of thinking, that govern our way of living life. We can't deny that there was a time that we were all at some level indoctrinated and influenced and overwhelmed in a lot of ways by, these set events. Movies, music, politics, and sports. It's crazy when you really, really, really wake up to the reality of what is going on. It's heartbreaking at the very least, because there was a time I was a huge fan of boxing and a huge fan of hockey and baseball. These were my top three sports. And I got to admit that, I couldn't get home quick enough for a Leaf game, for a Toronto Maple Leaf game. I couldn't get home quick enough. I couldn't get home quick enough to get my HBO boxing match with Mike Tyson or, any of these big names in boxing. I couldn't wait to get in front of my big screen TV and sit down and literally be consumed by it. And now that I'm awake and I realize just exactly what it is, I got to be, honest. We were completely mesmerized. It's a mesmerizing event. They literally seduce you. Think about this. Why would grown men face paint to go to a sporting event? I mean, does it get any more... Does it get any more ridiculous? I never did that. No. That's certainly not something I did. However, how do you get there? How does your brain get to that point where you could be so consumed and so identified to a sports team that you would face paint and even the wearing of jerseys? I love going to, places and seeing people wearing a Michael Jordan jersey or their favorite sports athlete, and they're wearing the jersey. And I love going up to them and saying, oh my God, you look so much different on TV. And they're like, what? I said, well, I always thought Michael Jordan was black. You're a short, fat, white guy. And he goes, well, I'm not Michael Jordan. I go, the jersey fooled me. I could have swore. Look at the back of your jersey. It says Jordan number 23. I thought you were Michael Jordan. And, seeing these people on the streets with Wayne Gretzky jerseys and LeBron James jerseys and Sidney Crosby it's really, really sad when you wake up and you realize what has happened to people. That people have seriously lost their minds. And that's not being said lightly, by the way. They have literally lost their minds. They've lost their souls to the indoctrination and to the influence of these athletes. And they don't even know who these athletes are. They have no clue who they are. They might know their stats. They might know their birth date. They might know their team. They might know their sports schedules. They might know their accolades, but they certainly don't know them. And they certainly don't know that these athletes, at the very least, the highest level athletes, have sold their souls. They have literally taken their talent, put it on the counter, and accepted deals of which required them to sell their souls. Now, you could argue that, and that's fine. But they tell you, so you don't have to argue with me. You can see all of these athletes doing the satanic symbolisms. From LeBron James to Conor McGregor, it's endless. I was watching a Leaf game, I guess a couple of years ago. My son was like, come on, Rand, watch the Leaf game, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. So anyway, it was on, and about 3 minutes into the game, the Leafs scored, and the crowd went wild. I didn't really feel anything, not like I used to. And they scanned the crowd and stopped at a man that had the devil horns up. The man was standing on his feet cheering, but he had the devil horns up. And right there, I got my conviction. Right there, I got my justification to turn off that TV I needed. Because there it was. And then I put on a Blue Jay game, the Toronto Blue Jays, baseball. And the center fielder, I can't remember his name, but anyways, he made it a pretty amazing catch. And after he got down off the wall, after catching the ball, he got on his knees, he put his glove down, and he put up the devil horns, the double 666, and the Illuminati triangle. And the crowd went wild. And so it's not rocket science as to what's going on here. You know, a lot of these athletes, these top-level athletes that sell their souls, they go into focus centers where they are taught how to focus. They're taught how to almost come out of reality and into a different realm. Tiger Woods had said a long time ago that, you know, he doesn't even remember making half the shots he made in golf. He doesn't even remember. He remembers grabbing the club. Then he doesn't remember anything until after the shot is made and the crowd's cheering. And he doesn't remember making the shot. These are Tiger Woods' words, not mine. And I believe it was Michael Jordan who said that, you know, focus is when you see it before you do it, and then you see it, and then you do it. So in other words, they're seeing into the future and then just copying or acting out what they saw in the future. Focus is seeing it before you do it, and then seeing it in your mind and doing it. And there are focus centers that these high-level athletes go to. Those that sell their souls are brought into these centers and taught how to do this. And it's crazy. That's why when you see a lot of these athletes doing these unbelievable and amazing things, I can assure you, even they don't know how they're doing them. Just like Beyonce says that, you know, Sasha Fierce takes over and does things she couldn't do. She can't believe that she's doing them. The same thing with these athletes. These athletes can't believe that they're doing what they're doing. I'm sure they look back at the tapes and are like, wow, I did that? Because it's not them. This is spiritual. And what the masses are cheering and what the masses are applauding and idolizing is something much different from what they think it is. This world is absolutely not even close to what they're telling us. Absolutely. Look, here's my advice, guys. If you're a true born-again Christian and you honestly love the Lord with all your heart, make him the center. Make him the focus. Get off all of this stuff. This stuff is absolutely of this world, and that's why we are not to be of the world. We're not to look like it, sound like it, act like it, or be like it. This world is by far not even close to what all of these idolizers imagine it to be, because that's all it is. It's in their imagination. They're so indoctrinated, they're so asleep, they're so lost. And you're not going to wake them up. That's God's job. God's going to give them eyes to see. You can put the information out there. You can plant a seed. You can talk the truth. Just do it with love. Just do it gently. And let God take care of that, because that's when God steps in. When they've been given the information, they become without excuse, because you can't get the information and have an excuse. Once you get this information, you're without excuse. And God will wake people up. God will wake up the right people. Make no mistake about that. And understand this. There's going to be a second wave of wake up. Absolutely, 100%. And we're going to be responsible to calm them down. That's what we're going to be doing. So just focus on Christ. Focus on the truth. Focus on the love in your heart. And understand that these people are desperate to come out of this indoctrination. They have to be. You couldn't possibly be happy with being that indoctrinated. At any rate, look, you guys, keep your eyes on Christ. Keep your eyes on Christ. We are in serious times. You know, I've said this before. We know we got the truth. We know we got the truth. And guess what? So do they. They know we got the truth. Because all they do is mock and insult. They don't come up with a cure for this supposed mental disorder of being awake. You know, if it's supposed to be, if conspiracy theorists are suffering from a mental disorder, why haven't they come out with a cure for it? Why is there a cure to mock and insult? They don't have a cure because the cure for the truth is the truth. The cure for the deception is the truth. We got the cure already. We've been cured of the deceptions of this world. That's why they don't come up with any kind of a solution to get people out of this so-called mental disorder, which, by the way, apparently is contagious. So for the first time in history, we've got a mental disorder called waking up. And it's contagious because a lot of people are waking up. They can't stop this. We got this truth. We got Christ. We got our Creator. This world is not in any way, shape, or form what they said it is, and we're beginning to get the truth. You keep your eyes on Jesus. Look, if you guys enjoy these videos, if they edify you, sub the channel, sub Flat Out Elected to the backup. Hit that bell for updates. I quit the like buttons. No, not interested. Also, go to Flat Out Elected, the community on Google+. Join there, put some videos, watch some videos, meet some people. It's a good place to hang out. If it's in your guys' ability, please check the description to help others. We're having a lot of issues right now with the orphanage. We're having a lot of issues right now in different areas that we're trying to minister here in the Dominican. If it's in your hearts, please, I plead, just whatever you can do, if you can do it. If you can, just pray for this channel, pray for the ministries over here. I ask that God bless you guys absolutely abundantly. You guys take care of yourselves.
Is when you talking to the principalities and reminding the powers and telling them who you are and what's going to happen. That's when you get an attitude. We have access to God with boldness and confidence. We can go boldly to the throne of God. We can go confidently to Him. But what does the devil do? He keeps bringing up your past. He keeps bringing up your failures. He keeps bringing up your shortcomings. I'm not going to God on the basis of my righteousness, not my righteousness. I'm going on the basis of His righteousness and who He